Hello, welcome to the Hit Squad Off-Road channel. This is day number 2 of me attending EJS. As I mentioned before, I'm just winging it, so I had no idea what I was going to do on day number 2. On day number 1, I knocked out Pritchard Canyon. Afterwards, I attended a meetup at Zach's restaurant. There was a lot of off-roaders there. There was also a lot of YouTubers there. I still had no idea what I was going to do on Tuesday. And then I got a phone call. Hello. It was my guy Jerry calling from Shift Auto and Off-Road. Jerry was like, "Hey bro, what you doing tomorrow?" Me, I'm like, "I don't know, man, just chilling, trying to figure out something." Jerry is like, "Bro, come have breakfast with me tomorrow at like 7:30, and we'll probably hit a trail afterwards." I'm like, "Bet, I'll be there." I had no idea of who all was going to be attending that breakfast. Marco from Overland X was there. Brad from Trail Recon was there. Sean from Story Till Now pulled up. Nate from Dirt Lifestyle pulled up. I'm like, man, there's a lot of the YouTubers I actually watch all the time. Now, after breakfast, all of us headed out to go hit Metal Masher. Metal Masher is rated as a 6 out of 10, according to Trails Off-Road, with optional 9 rated obstacles. Metal Masher and I have a little bit of beef going from a previous trip in 2025. You'll see why in this clip. Yep, had my first breakdown on the trail. Busted my driver's side U-joint. From there, I broke the ears off my axle shaft. From there, I had to drive all the way back to my cabin, which was about 25 miles away. The next day, we took the shaft out because we didn't have a socket on that particular day. After we took the shaft out, we went ahead and did Elephant Hill. The next day, I rode home. I made it back safely to SoCal. My previous shop and I thought I bent the axle on the driver's side. And that's where the tons came from. I'll tell that story another day. I think I mentioned some of it in my Back in Action video. I had to do a lot of Moab bump out here. You got it. Just do it with some nice little momentum. You should go straight up. There you go. In this particular section, there are numerous lines you can take, and Sean decided to take the hardest line of them all. It looks easy, but there's a severe undercut on the passenger side. It's gonna be close. Tire got it first, yeah. The trick with this obstacle, you have to take it at a slight angle, but most people try to take it head up.
Easy to make.
Nate noticed that and walked straight up.
That was rear axle, rear drive shaft for sure.
That didn't sound good. Yeah.
Hang on, stop before you come down. I want to look at it.
Since Nate went ahead and knocked it out, I figured I'd give it a try after Jerry. After hearing and seeing that, it was time to go into recovery mode instead of obstacle mode. We got Marco's rig to a safe spot. Everyone went to grab tools, jacks, and whatever they could to help take the rear apart.
That's a superpower I don't have.
A rear axle shaft ended up being broken, so all the fellas got together and brainstormed how to get this Jeep off the trail.
Hey, Nate, is Brad running the
Jerry's attempting to fish out the broken piece of axle shaft that's remaining. They MacGyvered some tools and put a magnet on the end to get it out. Nate ended up being able to fish it out. After that, Jerry put everything back together and we slowly took the Jeep off the trail. The shortest way out was just to turn back around the way we came. As we were rolling, the crew came up with a good idea. Marco jumped in Nate's IFS Tacoma, and Nate hightailed it into town to pick up the truck and trailer. So by the time we all got down, the truck and trailer would be there and we could load up Marco's Jeep. By the time we made it back down Gemini Bridges, the rear tire was barely hanging on. Jerry took off the spacers so they could load it up onto the trailer easier. Once the rig was loaded up onto the trailer, everybody pretty much went on their own way. Since it was early in the day, I decided to go check out some more trails. I remember hearing about a trail as I've been out here called Rose Garden Hill. As everyone was pulling off, I got in my rig and started looking at trails off-road to map me out a course to get to Rose Garden Hill. As I looked at trails off-road, I saw a nice loop I could make. I would start off on Onion Creek. From Onion Creek, I'll be able to link that with Rose Garden Hill. From that point, I could take Shura Road, and that would take me back to the 128. That would be a nice loop, but things did not go according to plan. Onion Creek is rated as a 2 out of 10 on Trails Off-Road, and it is beautiful. I lost count of how many water crossings there was along the trail, and the trail is close to 11 miles long. Now, Rose Garden Hill is rated as a 7 out of 10 and is close to 13 miles long. One thing I forgot to mention, Rose Garden Hill is currently a badge of honor trail. The first part of Rose Garden Hill is in the challenge. The hill itself is where it gets its 7 rating. I walked the hill and picked my lines, but I decided it wasn't best for me to do it since I was by myself. No passenger, no other rigs, strictly by myself. I jumped back in the rig to find me an alternate route out of there. I didn't want to go back the way I had just came, even though it was a pretty nice trail. So as you guys can see in the video, I just start linking trails together and seeing what they look like, what was the ratings, and how are the conditions of those trails. Oh, this is not a paid advertisement from Trails Off-Road. I just been using this app since I've been off-roading. It's my cheat code to not getting lost out on the trails. As you see, it's showing you different pictures of the waypoints that you will come across. Now as you click on the numbers, it'll tell you what waypoint it is. If you want details to the waypoints, you could just click on the trail and it'll take you to the full descriptions. As I was exploring, I ended up in the Manti La Sal National Forest. I didn't even know Utah had a forest in that area. I ended up ascending to over 8,000 feet. I even saw little spots of snow while I was up here. I don't know how the weather was in Moab at this particular time, but up here, the winds were strong and the hail was hitting pretty hard. I took a nice drive out the forest and went back to my campsite. I got back in town so late, I ended up missing Taco Tuesday. But the sights that I was able to see made it totally worth missing it. Like and subscribe and stay tuned for what happens for day number 3. Hit Squad out.